Hey Daniela, how's it going? Thanks for the submission. I'm just taking a look at your assignment. That's looking good. It looks like you're making some good progress. There are some things I think I can give you some notes on. Um, One of the things is I feel like when you make a new pose, when you make a new pose, like really try to think through the entirety of what the body's doing. Because like right here, I'm seeing like the arms come up and the legs come up, but I'm not seeing any movement out of like the center of gravity between now and what was there previously. I need a new color because that barely shows up. Ooh, I like this one. We're gonna use this one. That's a first. Okay, this is a synthetic movement first. But if you look at how the actress is to start, like it looks like she kind of drops down, right? A little bit at the beginning. Might be nice to capture that, but what I'm really paying attention is the lateral movement on like her hips here, right? And you can see that they're starting to come over because she's already like taking into that step, right? And so I'm also starting to see some rotation happening, right? And you do have that rotation happening, which is cool. Um, but I'm not seeing any of that movement in the cog, you know, from the earlier pose into this pose. So you really got to like do everything. And it's okay, I think, where you find opportunities to stray from the reference, where it makes sense, where it makes for a stronger animation to do that. And I feel you have an opportunity here on how this arm is posed as it's being brought up. Like this is very foreshortened to this camera, the way that you have it. I know this isn't your shot camera, but just try to like pose out. Again, this is that note about like trying to think through the whole character and the whole pose. Try to pose out like fingers and arms and everything as you go. But yeah, she's in this pose here. So you're getting a big movement. I like that you're overshooting with this arm and landing in this pose here, but I feel like it's a kind of a big move right across the character's face, so it's really going to draw a lot of attention to what the hand's doing. So maybe you can keep this a little bit more like contained. It's not the best to have it cross the hand, but I think in this case, I'm not sure that there's a solution for it. But then you can go from there to like here or something, or maybe there's even a way to just get this just below the chin. You know, you can bring it like closer to the face here, which will give you a little bit more like forearm length to get the elbow a little lower. Stuff, all that's going to happen if you bring the hand down and closer, kind of like to your puppet's face. So what's cool about some of these transitions, I want you to think about this too, like when you go into this twist, if the whole body rotates together, and I'm not saying like this might be how this actress is doing this, but this is all like lined up, which is fine to end up in this place where all of these torso controls are lined up, but you may want to like lead as you animate into it. Like maybe the top of the torso turns the most, and this one turns a little bit less, and this one turns even less. You know what I mean? So you start to see like an offset between these different sections of torso. When you do stuff like that, it'll really help your character feel organic. So they're going from this pose into this pose, but how they animate, like having the top part start to rotate first and get there first, and then having this part catch up and this part catch up. You know, sometimes that's the right answer if you feel like the motion's being led by the upper body, if the upper body's leading the turn. Sometimes you can do it totally opposite of that, where the lower body leads the turn and then the torso follows along. I think in this case, the upper body would kind of be leading it and the lower body would be following along. And the same is true of the hips and everything. So it's just going from pose to pose. You kind of want to get this like relationship of all of these torso parts being perfect in alignment. I think if you could break that up a little bit, you're going to get some strong dynamic poses. Yeah, so I love what you're doing here. Like I'm watching from the side with your center of gravity. The center of gravity, your actress is putting that center of gravity forward in anticipation of leaning back. So maybe even on this pose here, you could slightly push it back so when it comes down, it goes down like this. You know, you get that nice arc out of the center of gravity. And I think here it needs to still be kind of moving forward a little bit, like horizontally. It feels like this and this are very samey. You know what I mean? Because here, I think it's an opportunity to get it forward even more. You know what I mean? Like, this is a nice lean back. I would push it. I would lean it back even more. I would kind of get, this is a great opportunity for you to like really design like a strong pose. So maybe straighten this leg, lean it back. I like what you're doing with the shoulders. This is killer stuff right there. Again, I feel like you're getting a little twist in here, which maybe that's just from the shoulder blade work, but you can also rotate the upper torso. The kick looks strong. One of the things maybe on this pose is to like tip the pelvis even more to get this hip joint up higher in the air than the other one. Like right now it's reading like kind of flat and horizontal. So maybe that's another way to plus this pose. And then as this leg comes down, oh, I see, you have her going up a little bit. I think I would keep the height you have here, like when I was saying to push up the center here. Maybe that height should be here, and she just kind of holds more steady here. Because I don't see the actress really pushing herself up. If anything, I feel like she drops down a little bit as she comes into this pose. And then also, in these poses, like here, with your actress, I feel like, you know, her center of gravity is really angled like this, right? And because she's angling it like this, it forces the shoulders to kind of go over in screen space this way and to get a little bit, I drew the spine curve a little strong. So I would try to get that in here, like tip that, have, you know, your torso come out over to the side so that the character feels like kind of in balance. And then I'd also bring this leg a little bit over just to get it off the single plane, just little stuff to break it up. And then if you notice on her, see, like this is kind of like what her upper torso is doing. As she comes down, it's kind of rotating this way. It's rotating back straight. And it's also rotating kind of like back to a more neutral position to catch her weight. Yeah, so that it's just like when you're posing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, here maybe start bringing over your center of gravity. I'm trying to look at this in two views, and it's as tricky as I'm sure you know. But this is great. Maybe you could even push this one over a little bit more. But it maybe not. Once you get the torso kind of out a little bit more, you know, like we were talking about, maybe this will feel imbalanced. But just always keep an eye on it to see if it looks like it's balanced or not. Yeah. So this is like a super extreme angle. So once you get the mechanics working right and everything, like I was talking about on the other shot, then maybe we can go in here and look at the silhouette and cleaning it up. You know, Also keep an eye on stuff where it's like this arm is kind of like frozen and locked during this whole kick. I mean, there's a little elbow thing there, but if you watch what your reference is doing, what the actress is doing, this arm is kind of dropping down and tucking in closer and tighter to the body. So she brings it up and then she brings it back down. So try to keep an eye out for like little details like that that you can incorporate into your work. But great stuff. Keep it up, Daniela. Let me know if you have any questions or if you need office hours or whatever. Yeah, just keep pushing through, keep refining your blocking poses, and keep in betweening them once you feel like your main poses are really banging. All right, thanks. See you soon.